proposes direct talks with Ukraine, a new chance for peace?
Russian president unexpectedly proposes peace talks with Ukraine without preconditions, urges dialogue next week in Turkey. On the morning of May 11th, Russian President Vladimir Putin proposed resuming direct peace talks with Ukraine in Istanbul on May 15th, emphasizing that the initiative comes with no preconditions and aims for a sustainable peace, not to buy time for rearmament. We propose that the Kyiv government resume the negotiations they unilaterally ended in 2022, direct negotiations, and I must stress, without any preconditions, Putin said in a speech at the Kremlin following a day of meetings with several foreign leaders. We are ready to start as early as May 15th in Istanbul, Turkey. Putin said he had asked Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to host the next round of talks and confirmed that he would speak directly with Erdogan later today to move the plan forward. Our proposal is on the table. The decision now lies with the Ukrainian government and Kyiv's sponsors, who appear to be placing their personal political interests above the interests of their own people, Putin added. President Vladimir Putin also stated that Moscow does not rule out the possibility of reaching new solutions, including the establishment of a real and reciprocal ceasefire. We hope this will be the first step toward a long-term and sustainable peace, not a prelude to a new conflict after Ukraine rearms and digs more trenches, Putin emphasized. He also expressed gratitude for the sincere mediation efforts by China, Brazil, African nations, Middle Eastern countries, and the administration of US President Donald Trump. Putin's remarks came just hours after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, during a meeting with European leaders in Kyiv, proposed that Moscow must first agree to a 30-day comprehensive ceasefire as a condition for resuming dialogue. The Kremlin rejected the demand, calling it a form of external pressure. According to RT, Putin accused Ukraine of violating Russia's ceasefire proposals 3 times, including an agreement mediated by the US to halt attacks on energy infrastructure, which ended last month, an Easter truce, and the 72-hour Victory Day ceasefire from May 7th to 10th. The Kyiv authorities not only rejected our ceasefire offers, but actively attempted to disrupt our celebrations in Moscow, as we all clearly witnessed, Putin said. According to him, during the May ceasefire period, Ukraine carried out 524 drone strikes, 45 sea drone attacks, used numerous Western-supplied missiles, and launched 5 offensives into Russian territory. Conversely, Ukraine and several European countries accused Russia of violating its own ceasefires and warned of imposing a new wave of sanctions if Moscow does not agree to the 30-day truce. Reuters reported that Putin dismissed the demand by Ukraine and European powers for an unconditional 30-day ceasefire, calling it an ultimatum and an unacceptable imposition. Nevertheless, Moscow says it remains willing to engage in serious talks to address the root causes of the conflict. Putin stressed that those who truly seek peace cannot fail to support Russia's proposal. As of the morning of May 11th, Kyiv had not yet issued an official response to Moscow's offer. Previously, in 2022, both sides had reached a draft agreement in Istanbul, under which Ukraine would remain neutral and limit its military capabilities, while Russia would withdraw troops and provide security guarantees. However, Kyiv later withdrew from the deal, reportedly under pressure from the UK, and President Zelensky signed a decree banning any negotiations with Putin.